I've got another crossover question for you this time, the type of thing you get at the end of a foundation paper or at the very beginning of a higher paper. This one is all to do with proportion and recipes, and the question is actually quite long, so I'm going to read it out to you before we begin. Sir Francis Wigglesworth needs 400 grams of jam to make 40 cheese and jam sandwiches. He also needs half as much butter as jam and twice as much cheese as jam. Sir Francis is going to make 120 sandwiches. The first part of the question then is work out the amount of butter that he needs. So the very first thing I would do in an exam is highlight the key pieces of information. Let's go back and have a look at those again. 400 grams of jam for 40 cheese and jam sandwiches. So I need 400 grams of jam, and that will give me 40 sandwiches. He needs half as much butter as jam. Well, if I need 400 grams of jam for 40 sandwiches, that means I need 200 grams of butter. And that will also give me the 40 sandwiches. Now, it also says here that he needs twice as much cheese as jam, but in this bit of the question, we're not actually asked about cheese at all, so we can ignore that for the moment. Instead, we're asked if there are 120 sandwiches, how much butter is needed? Well, I've worked out that there are 200 grams of butter for 40 sandwiches, so if I want 120 sandwiches, I have to multiply the 40 by 3, therefore I'm going to multiply my 200 by 3 as well, keep it in proportion, and that gives me 600 grams of butter. 600 grams of butter for 120 sandwiches. The second part of the question states that Sir Francis Wigglesworth has to buy all the cheese he needs to make 120 sandwiches. He buys the cheese in 500 gram packs. How many packs of cheese does he need to buy? Again, I'm going to write out the key pieces of information before I even begin. Let's go back, have a look. The cheese is bought in 500 gram packs, and we saw from the first part of the question that there is twice as much cheese as jam. Therefore, if there was 400 grams needed for 40 sandwiches of jam, and we need twice as much as that, we're going to need 800 grams of cheese for 40 sandwiches. Again, we're going to multiply that by 3, because we need to get from 40 to 120. So I'm going to multiply the 800 by 3, that's going to give me 2,400 grams of cheese. If I then need to work out how many packs I need to buy, I need to divide this amount by the size of the packs, which we already know is 500 grams. 2,400 doesn't divide by 500 exactly, it will leave a decimal, so we need to round it up to the next number that will divide by 500 to make sure we have enough cheese and we don't get some left out of some sandwiches. That's 2,500 grams, and that will divide by 500 5 times. So he needs 5 packs of cheese. That's 3 marks for the first part of the question, 2 marks for the second part, 5 marks overall.